It's an amazing day. My name is Andrea. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. This is a channel where we talk about all things mature lifestyle and living for the women over 50. It's a new month. It's time to reset. And I'm going to share with you 7 tips on how to do that. And if that's something that you're interested in, stay tuned. Today I'm going to share with you 7 tips on how to reset for a new month. And at this season in our life, I think it's very important, not only as a mature woman, right? But I'm also a life coach and I'm all about things growth and progression and seeing women thrive no matter what season of life that they're in. But it takes a little bit of planning and a little bit of order. And so I have 7 tips that I want to share with you here on today. Tip number 1, right at the end of the month, maybe the last day or 2, I want you to take a moment to reflect on the entire month. And I want you to think about several specific areas on maybe what you did, or if you had a specific goal that you wanted to achieve, how you did in these areas. So let's look at spiritually. Okay, was there something spiritually in terms of your relationship with God, praying, devotions, maybe a course, a spiritual course or training or something of that nature that you wanted to do? How did you fare, if you will, for this month in that area? Now let's look at physical. All of us are always having physical goals. Maybe you want to eat better, drink more water, lose weight, go to the gym a certain amount of times, a specific exercise that you love to attend. How did you do in that area? Next, let's talk about emotionally. Pause for a moment. For most of us women who are over 40, and sometimes those of you who may be watching who are not 50 yet, right? Over 50, I meant to say. And, a lot of times we have a lot of hormonal imbalances that in our body is changing in a variety of ways. And sometimes our emotions can be a challenge to keep under wraps, right? Maybe one end of the spectrum to the other. And so it is important that we're intentional, right, about managing that aspect of our lives. And so take a moment as you're resetting to just think about how you're feeling emotionally overall during the course of the month. Next, let's look at socially. I'm a huge advocate. Well, let me rephrase that. I want to say that, as I mature, as I get older, I do recognize even more the value of relationships. So not only friendships, but our family, how we're, staying connected with the people that we love. If you have a significant other in that area as well. How did that go for you? Were you able to meet up with family, friends, your adult children, your older children? Let me share this with you. When my youngest was in high school, I recognized that her schedules and my schedules before she went off to college were crazy. And so one of the things that we were very intentional about is we set Wednesday as our mother-daughter date night. And so we knew that regardless of what her sporting activities, extracurricular activities were, my business endeavors, work schedule, we knew that on Wednesdays that we would be able to get together and spend some quality time. So socially, how are you meeting up with family, friends, significant others, and the like? And then lastly, I was looking down because I don't want to forget anything. Financially, did you have some financial goals this month? Did you want to save a certain amount of money? Did you want to restructure your plans? How did you do in all of those areas that I just mentioned? Take a note and make a mental take a mental note, and we're going to make adjustments as we move into the new month. And let's not forget career and business, our professional lives, right? So perhaps in your career, on your job, your professional achievements. Also, if you're a business owner, also if you have a purpose pursuit that you're, very intentional about, that you give a lot of time and commitment to, how did you manage in those areas? Did you reach the goals, or were you able to spend any time, intentional time in those particular areas to help you grow and achieve and work towards the goals that you have set or you desire to see in your life from a professional standpoint? So now, point number two, number one was reflect. Number two is now we want to set our intentions for the upcoming month. We want to be very intentional. We want to start the month with a mindset of doing, accomplishing, growing, whatever that is for you, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be business. It doesn't have to be physical, but what do you want to see change in your life? Could be something spiritual. It could be something financial. Everyone's goals and desires for their lives are different. No right or wrong here. But I do think that as we move into a new month, it's important to be intentional. And so I have some tips in this area for you. Now, if you're new or fairly new to goal setting, I suggest that you only focus on 1 to 3 things for the entire month. You pick what's important to your life at this juncture. So if it's something physical, focus on that. If it's something financial, focus on that. If it's something spiritual, focus on that. And only focus on that. Setting goals and staying on task is a muscle that you build over time, right? And so in order to achieve what it is that you desire for yourself, you got to start small. That's very important because a lot of times we want to do all these great things and we get overwhelmed and we don't know how to juggle it. And it's like anything else. It takes a muscle to build in that area. So I suggest if you're fairly new to setting goals and you really want to accomplish something, don't set out for a lot of things. Just focus on 1 to 3 things, even if it's just one. If it's just your water intake, just focus on that every single day. If it's, something physical, taking a walk a certain number of times a week, just focus on that. Okay? So keep it to a minimum, but you want to be intentional as you move into the new month. If you're an old pro to setting goals and you can, do a lot of things at once, then this is a time to really break it down and be very intentional about the specific areas and what you want to accomplish. Write it down. The Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. If you don't plan, you plan to fail. Something like that. It's a quote like that, right? But listen, if nothing changes, nothing changes. You want to be intentional as you're moving into a new month to make specific changes. You want to write them down so that you can keep them in front of you or reflect and look on them, whether you look at your planner or notebook every day or at least once a week. Okay, so that you can stay on task and at the end of the month you feel accomplished, you've grown, you've done something different, and your life is moving along. It is never, ever, ever too late to change, to grow, and to reach a goal that you desired for yourself. Now, next, number 3, it's important, and a lot of times as women we forget about this area: self-care. So I want you to move into the new month planning your self-care. Now, self-care, oftentimes we think about outer, hair, nails, massages. Those are all good. But the reality is you know what you need most in this season of your life. And so if relaxation for you is a manicure, a pedicure, a massage, taking a walk, a trip, whatever that is for you, but self-care can also mean finding a therapist, reaching out to a coach, a counselor, some area of your life, even maybe a financial advisor. Maybe you're in a season where you want to, learn more about your finances or get a hold on that. That's a level of self-care. Yes, it is, right? So I want you to plan that. Put that on your schedule this month. What are you going to do that's specifically for you? You deserve that. And I think oftentimes as women, especially when we get to this season, we look back and we have focused on so many other things but ourselves, right? And so this is a time, this is a season that you put yourself on the calendar for this next month. Make sure if it's more than once, great. But at least once in this new month, you're scheduling something specifically for you because you deserve that. You are your number one asset. I say this all the time to clients, any media, anything that I've done. It's so because it's true. Without us, there is nothing. And you want to take good care of yourself. And a lot of times, if we don't schedule that and be intentional about it, it won't happen. Number 4, schedule your appointments and review appointments, right? So as you're looking into the new month, do you have an appointment that's already on the schedule? Just kind of remind yourself what that is. Maybe it's a doctor's appointment, a healthcare appointment, a business appointment, whatever it is, but you want to review that so you have that in your mind, right? Oftentimes there's some things that we regularly do at certain parts of the year. I know for the upcoming month, I have a couple of medical appointments scheduled, and they're just routine. So I want to just kind of, familiarize myself, make sure I fill out the paperwork, I know what day it is, and I'm off, and I don't overbook or overschedule, so that I can meet and be at those appointments that I need to. Because listen, how many of you know, especially with healthcare, it's going to be months before you get in another appointment, right? So we want to make sure we're being diligent in that area and we're doing the things that we need to do, not only from a healthcare perspective, but whether it is professional, business, even with our friendships, right? Sometimes you have to schedule those times. Be intentional about those social interactions. And at this season of our life, we definitely need love and support, but we have to nurture those relationships. No man is an island, number one. And number two, the Word of God tells us that a friend must show themselves friendly. So in order to have good friends, you have to be a good friend, right? I should tell my kids that all the time. I believe it's Proverbs 17:17. A friend must show him or herself friendly, right? So be intentional about setting up those appointments, dinner dates, lunch dates, coffee dates, whatever they are, to stay connected, and then also to meet those appointments that you need for yourself. Now, this one is important, and I always have to do better at this, right? But it's about clearing out your phone, right? Our phones are a huge part of our lives. We put pictures on there, apps and numbers and all kinds of things. But it's important that we regularly go through it to delete some things, right? Because when we don't, and I have been guilty of this, here I am at some event or fun thing, and I'm ready to take pictures, and all of a sudden I've used up I've used up my space on my phone, right? So I've got to try and delete videos or, take pictures out. So let's begin to do that on a regular basis every month. At the end of the month, go through your phone. If there are apps you're not using, delete them. Go through your photos of the month. A lot of times we take a lot of duplicates. Right? When we're taking a picture, we don't take one, we're taking 3 of our family members, right? So the one that you like, pick that, get rid of the other ones, that need to be deleted. So that's very important. Check your emails. I've been horrible with that. I'm just generally horrible with that, about deleting emails. I'm trying to get better, right? So we can clear up that space in our clouds, if you will, especially depending on how many emails you have and, what you're into. Right? And I have personal things, business things, professional things. So there's a lot going on there. But clear out your phone. So along with clearing out your phone, women, clear out or change your purse. Now, kudos to you women who can carry the little cute purse on a regular basis. Hats off to you. I've been trying to do that for decades. It doesn't work for me. Now, do I have little purses? Sure. I carry them to events and dinners, but in my vehicle, probably in the trunk, is my bigger purse, right? And so this is just a time to, go through your purse, whether it's change it out for the season or for the month. Maybe you do change your purse throughout the month, but it's a good time to go through it. Get rid of old papers, receipts, pennies, whatever that may be, and tidy it up, get things organized, because, we carry around a lot of things, most of us. Again, hats off to you who can carry the little cute purse with just a lipstick and your debit cards. Just not me. I've tried it, and every single time I feel like when I'm out and about, there's something that I don't have. And so I'm working on that. But yes, clean out your. Last but not least, find a good book. As you're heading into the new month, find a good book. Readers are leaders, right? And listen, you can use reading for a variety of things, right? So for me, I always read a lot of nonfiction books. self-help, human behavior, science. That's just my thing. I just love all those type of things. But I also recognize that sometimes I just need an outlet, right? Just a good old fiction book that takes me in a whole different realm, or, mindset, or something just fun and free. And so I'm working on that. And I've been doing that with a couple of my nieces. We've been infusing some other books, and we have some books on deck for the next month. But readers are leaders. So whether you read fiction for fun, right, or nonfiction, here's a tip. If there's something that you're interested in learning about, or even in your own personal life that you want to do better, maybe better with your habits, maybe better with your emotional well-being, whatever that may be, there's a book for it. And you can get through a book or close to a whole book if you just read 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes before you go to bed. That's a half an hour a day. And usually if you're reading 30 minutes, you can get through a book. And then also utilize these audiobooks. The local library allow you to download books on your phone. And then there's also the Audible app, which I'm a member of, and I purchase a credit every single month because I do a lot of reading, and I like to have books in the car. If I'm taking a trip, I can listen to a book. I'm a little over the top, but I like the Audible, I like the Kindle, I like the physical. It's a thing, y'all. Pray for me. Readers are leaders. So find yourself a good book, especially if you haven't read something in a long time. I challenge you, as you go into a new month, think about maybe an author that you've had, or just get online. And if you need some suggestions, drop it in the comment section, and maybe I can suggest something to you in a particular area if there is something that you want to read about or find fun in, or looking for a certain type of fiction. I will definitely do a little research for you if I don't already know myself. So there you have it. 7 tips to help you reset for a new month for us women over 50. And if you're not over 50, it's okay. You can use these tips too, right? But listen, hope that there's something that I said today that just kind of helps you reframe your mind, look over the past month as you go into a new month. One of the things about life is, listen, every single day we have an opportunity to begin again. The past is done, is gone. Whatever mistakes we've made, they're gone, right? All the accomplishments that we've made, great, right? We can build on that. But every day is a new day. As we step into a new month, I hope there's something that I've said that can just kind of help and motivate and encourage you and inspire you in this season of your life. And thank you for watching my channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that notification button so you can get all notifications of my future videos. I'm really happy that you joined me, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Have a wonderful day, be blessed, and I'll see you next time. Mwah!